Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to get everybody caught up on what's going on with our case-swapped Honda Acty project. The suspension is back from powder coating. We have all brand new hardware. That installation is complete. Our rotating assembly is complete. We have complementary powder coating colors from the suspension to the engine. It's going to look really good when it's all put together, but I wanted to give you guys a little more detailed, in-depth look of what it actually takes and what you're going to want or need to do to fit one of these larger K-series motors in the back of one of these very small Honda Acty trucks. So let's get into that right now. Here's the first look at the upgraded suspension for the Honda Acty truck. You can see this side only has a lower link and the opposing has an upper and a lower. We have the panhard bar that travels from the far side of the truck right here all the way to the axle tube. Coilover conversion has been done. I utilized the stock leaf spring attachment points for the upper mount and then just welded tabs onto the stock axle tube for the bottom point. Let's see, something else to note, the axle tube right there, that missing material, that has to be clearanced for the transmission. I feel that it's probably best practice to keep all of the link bars the same length. So mine are around 11.5 from there to there. So it kind of just helps the whole thing want to pivot as a team and a unit. But this is the same silver on the truck that I have on my valve cover. And I think that once it's on the truck, it's going to look really good together. So a little more detail to the rear axle hub setup. This is a weld-on all-wheel drive Civic Integra kit that you can buy about anywhere. And I know I've covered a lot of this with you guys before, but we do have new subscribers coming in, and not everyone's going to go back through every single video over the last 2 years that I've made. So I just want to give a brief overview of the hub setup and what you're going to have to do and what I've worked my way through over the years, just making it work the best of my abilities. But this is just a standard-ish weld-in hub setup for the Civic Integra. What do you need to know? All right, so this outer portion typically is threaded, and then this portion normally is not, is what I've gathered. So when you do this, you are going to have to tap this, and then you are going to have to drill this outer portion out. Because typically, I believe, I need to check my Integra, but I'm pretty sure that the bolts come through the backside into the little bolt-in hub, but because of the way that the Acty is set up, that's just not possible. So keep that in mind. You're going to have to drill out this guy because it's threaded, and you are going to have to thread this guy because he is just drilled out. So you really have to swap that around so you can get this to bolt on. I'm running the CRV rear axle, the outer portion, and I'm still yet to mate the RSX axle portion to just that inner hub. We're going to have the actual axle itself machined down and have the proper spline count put on that just to receive the outer hub for the CRV. That's the game plan as of now, but I still got to make that a reality, but that's where my head's at. But that's what you're looking at if you want to try to make these rear weld-on all-wheel drive hubs work for your little Honda Acty K-swap project. Honestly, guys, at the end of the day, getting a K-swap in the little truck is just, it's a game of inches. It's making room for the thing because you're going to need a lot more room than what you think. I'm going to give you guys a little overhead view of the drop-in space that we've created now. It's pretty impressive. Like just looking straight down over the truck, if you look down in there, there's just nothing but room for activities now. And that's what you need. You have to get all the other unnecessary stuff out of the way. It's pretty much creating a new box for a new motor and then coming back in and then just adding some supports and some new beefiness. I got the big tube steel bars running. I made the new drops for the 3-link in past episodes, but when you're really just looking down on it, you just need to see a giant open space for the noticeably larger, more impressive motor. And everything else between here and there, you just got to figure out as you go. And not everything's going to work on the first try, so you got to stay determined. But right now, we have the motor ready, the suspension's ready, and one of the last things that I'm overcoming right now is getting my transmission reassembled and getting that ready to be in the back of the little truck. Moving into the transmission, things that you might want to consider doing before putting everything back together and in your truck. I'm not sure about the Type S transmissions. I think they're still open diff too, but you don't want to go through all of this. I mean, and you may, and if you want to skip this, then that's all good. But the cheapest route to positive traction is this little bad boy right here. This is, they've referred to as phantom grip. They're differential inserts. So you can go get a really nice big heavy duty Quaife differential for these things, but I think you're looking at like $900, maybe $1,200. I could be wrong, but this was like 30 bucks. You can get this and you slide it in. You have to take it apart. It inserts here and it eliminates the one wheel pill. When I get this thing done and I go to yam on the gas and just give it the business, I want both those bad boys spinning. I want everybody going, woo, not oh. You know what I mean. We've all been there. So this is the cheapest way to make that happen. I ran one of these in my Integra years ago, 4 years, and it held up really well. So the stock gear setup for the lower horsepower that we're going to be running, stock gear setup's fine. I've disassembled it. Everything looks to be in really good shape. I got the casing apart because you have to get the casing apart and split so you can get access. Interestingly enough, the one part that I needed to get out is the part that is absolutely buried beneath everything. Go figure, right? But I need to get this opened up, get this in there, put a new clutch in, get the flywheel resurfaced, and we can get the transmission back together, get the motor and the trans mated back up, and I'm going to go ahead and get those back inside of the engine bay before I move forward with painting the truck. And the reason that I'm going to go ahead and put it in there and get it situated, get it all taped up and masked off. After the truck is painted, all I want to do is pull the tape off and see a really nice finished product. The underside of the truck has all been recoated. All of the weld-in work that I've done has been seam sealed and it has coating over it now. So underneath the truck's looking really well uniformed. The engine transmission, it's all nice and clean. It's all uniform with our new suspension components. And once we get the new paint on and get the big reveal down, I think that the color combo, all of it's going to work just so nice together. It's going to give us the opportunity to stand back and be like, man, that does look cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. That was a brief breakdown of what I feel is the most important things to know when considering K-swapping a truck, considering doing the 3-link conversion, or just any other basic idea or concept that will get your brain ticking, moving if you're considering doing the swap. If there's anything that I didn't cover in the suspension that you would like to know, any more measurements, please feel free to let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. But this will be the final video of the rear suspension. It is finally complete. I'm not going to really talk about it in depth anymore. So like I said, anything that you need to know that I didn't cover, just drop a question in the comments section and I'll get back to you. But for the rest of the day, I'm going to continue doing body work on the little truck, getting prepped for paint. We'll do a full episode on that coming up soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this weekend and get back to work on your little truck.